आप भी वही सोच रहे हो जो मैं सोच रही हूँ कि मैं हूँ तो हूँ कहाँ। ये जो जगह है ना आपको बिल्कुल राजा महाराजाओं वाली फीलिंग दिला रही है। Right in front of me is a ship-shaped buffet. और आगे चल के you see the paintings how you see in the palaces. This place is so beautiful and such intricately decorated कि आपको मज़ा ही आ जाएगा. So guys, we are at Parampara at HYBIZ that give you a royal dining experience and also is pure vegetarian. So let's come and see what's there. As I just said, this place took me by complete surprise. I felt like I've come here for a royal dining. The look, the feel, the taste of it. Hi, this is Ankita from HyBiz Tv and today we have Hitesh ji from Parampara. So hi Hitesh ji, how are you doing?
I'm good, Ankita. How are you?
I'm good too. So Parampara, what I understand it means legacy, tradition, है ना? तो आपने ये idea कैसे सोचा कि we should start something like this in Hyderabad?
So see, this was started actually 3 years ago.
Okay.
Right back then, it started after the first COVID wave. So back then you had a lot of gap in the vegetarian space in the Hyderabad market. Now you don't see that. You see a lot of brands preferring vegetarian, getting into the vegetarian market. So back then there was a big gap. Nobody typically wanted to get into the veg restaurant industry because everybody thought it's not going to run in Hyderabad. And the numbers said so, right? I mean, there was I think a Google survey in 2016 which said Telangana is the highest meat eating state in India.
Okay.
Ranked at 99%. So there was only 1% which was pure veg.
Okay.
Other people might eat veg, but that's not pure veg category, right? That could be because of certain days, certain festivals and things like that.
Definitely now, you have like Ganesh festival and you had Janmashtami, so a lot of people were hitting on
Yes. So back then there was a void. We thought we'll give it a try. I was still working with Dell at that point. So we started this as a side business after the first COVID wave. So why after the first COVID wave? The valuations were very low. So it made sense for us to get into the business at that time because the market was super scared. Then the second COVID wave happened and then we had two options whether to keep it going or to shut shop. So that's when I decided that let me leave the job for the moment. We'll concentrate on the business, how it goes, and that's when we started moving on, and then 3 years later we're now here in our second branch.
Okay. So when it comes to name, as I just said, it is very royal sounding and like legacy, tradition. So how did you come with this name? And I have seen, in the outlets around, it has stated this word called Rajwada. What exactly does that mean? And where does this all come from? Is this your own lineage from where it is coming, or, is it from somewhere else?
So Parampara, basically food is, to Indians, food is a matter of tradition. Right? Whenever a guest comes to your house, there is a traditional way of treating them, traditional way of, giving them food that are good within your family background, family history, things like that, right? So that's why when we decided to start a restaurant, we wanted to bring back the royalness of dining out. We wanted to get away from a concept wherein people said, restaurants, to a large extent, I mean, they're still a business, we're not denying that, but to a large extent, they've become very commercialized businesses, right?
That's true.
We have a 5 lakh Jhumar, so our paneer tikka is going to cost 500. Was the general theme of restaurants around. We wanted to change that concept. We wanted to say fine diners for everybody. So anybody who wants to come down needs to be treated royally. That's how the interiors come into the picture. And that's where the name Parampara, the tradition. Now in terms of the Rajwada style seating and everything, so I am a Rajasthani myself. I'm a Marwadi, right? So this is close to what my family roots are, family traditions are. In our houses, we sit down and eat, we fold our legs. So and palaces normally have these kind of seatings from where my family comes from. Though I'm born and brought up in Hyderabad, my family typically comes from Rajasthan. So I wanted to give a touch of that as well. And in the veg space, that was missing too, because you had a lot of mandi options, but we never really had a vegetarian restaurant that was giving the taste of India, the taste of true India. We wanted to bring that into the picture. So we started as a small experiment in Banjara Hills. Seeing the demand there for Rajwada style seating, we decided to up it up a bit in HYBIZ.
So let me tell you guys, the first time when I came here, I had a feeling that this had some kind of influence of Rajasthan. I traveled to Rajasthan and it was feeling very similar. But also Hyderabad also in itself has a lot of royal experiences,
Yes,
and you know, has a lot of heritage and has a lot of culture and history and palaces as well. So both these states have a lot in common when you see that ways. And talking of vegetarian food, what are some of the, you know, special vegetarian food that people can come here and try? Because, you know, I know for vegetarians, I've been married to a vegetarian, so know how limited the options can get. Sometimes it's paneer and aloo, and people would be like, "Acha, aur bhi kuch rehta hai." So what aur bhi kuch is there in your menu?
So, see, vegetarians have a lot of choices, in fact, right? Because vegetables alone, you have multiple vegetables which can be turned into a gravy or a starter or something like that. So, you have a lot of options there. What we've decided to do with Parampara is give it a taste for everybody. So, for example, they've got thalis. Not at HYBIZ, but at Banjara Hills we have thalis. We have South Indian thali, we have North Indian thali. We also have a Rajwada thali, which is the Rajasthani thali.
Nice.
Then we've got a buffet. Then we've got a la carte dishes, and our a la carte menu is a little innovative in its way. So for example, what you see in front of you is a tandoori starter platter. So it's a combination of 4 different kinds of starter. Now, if you just see that, there's a hara bara kebab, there's a pineapple, there's a sheikh kebab, there's a paneer tikka. So there's more to it than paneer. Right?
Okay, yeah.
And then you have the Chinese platter, we have the spring roll, you have the baby corns, you have the mushrooms. So it's the endless list. Apart from that, we also have the buffet. And we also have innovated some of our dishes. So in a nutshell, how do you put it? You could simply say leza pura hai, but boti nahi hai. So for example, we've got paneer rogan josh. You must have never heard about paneer rogan josh.
No, never,
What is famous is mutton rogan josh. We've substituted that with paneer. We've got lacha paneer, and we've also got dishes like paneer musallam, which are typical, renovations of hardcore non-vegetarian food. Right? So we want to give it a taste for everybody. We also want to make sure that the meat-eating population, when they get out and want to try something new, because they're tired of eating meat all the time, get the taste of what they're used to, get that feeling, that richness and all of it. We've tried to club it all up and make it an experience that is open to everybody.
Okay. And coming up to both the branches, like Banjara Hills, you said, is different than how HYBIZ is. And HYBIZ, like we are currently in HYBIZ, and it's a beautiful place, very intricately ornated, and the detailing is in place. You have paintings and you have the decors are beautiful. So, and Banjara Hills, as you said, is a completely different kind of outlet. So can you explain what the difference has been and how did you keep these two outlets different from each other in terms of styling and in terms of aesthetics and food as well?
Right. So see, Banjara Hills was started as an experiment. Not mincing any words. It started as an experiment, and that experiment became such a big success that it could make an outlet like HYBIZ. So basically, Banjara Hills makes HYBIZ. Now, what is similar is most of the menu is similar. The only difference is we have continentals here in HYBIZ and we have thalis at Banjara Hills. We don't have thalis in HYBIZ purely for logistical reasons. The prices are same in both the outlets. I've said it before. My interior is my cost. It won't be passed on to my customers, so prices are same. Now that we are done with the HYBIZ establishment and it's an established outlet and things like that, we're also looking to renovate Banjara Hills a little bit over the course of next 20-25 days, because we're looking at a lean period clubbing because of Shraddh season that's coming, and then Navratri. So prior to the Shira, we'll also be changing Banjara Hills a little bit in terms of the ambience. But to me, in my heart, to my team, the only difference is the feel of the place. Everything else is Parampara in general. The way we treat the guests, the way we charge the guests, the way the food tastes, everything else is same. Yes, you get to see a bit more paintings around. It's a bigger
paintings
place
as well as, guys, they have a ship with a buffet.
Yes, and we're bringing that to Banjara Hills too. Right, so we're trying to make it as much as we can, but we've got a bigger space here, and we had a free hand to play around. Right, we could plan it. Banjara Hills, as I said, it happened. and that outlet has a mind and heart of its own, and still the most important outlet for me in all sense. It's our first outlet.
That's the soul of the place, and then you're growing, right?
Yes,
so that's beautiful. So can you tell us, like, having won so many awards, I've seen a lot of awards on your wall. How does it feel to be reaching at this point within just 2-3 years, I believe, right?
Yes.
So could you tell us, like, how do you feel about that?
I mean, it's great. So yes, 3 years since we opened up, and we received our first award in 2022. So a lot after the first award came through, and it feels great. I mean, it's amazing when somebody pats you back and tells you you've done a good job. It's amazing, but at the same time, it's added responsibility. Because then people are looking up to you, and if you won so many awards, then the expectations rise up. So for example, what is bad service for us is actually very, very good service for some other restaurants, right? And that is because we have to keep up with a certain standard that we've set for ourselves. So it's a lot of added responsibility, it's a lot of fun, but then again, if you've won so many awards, if you're so famous, you also have to work very hard, double the hard, to keep up, because it's easy to win awards, it's very difficult to win them constantly every year, and have people tell that you're deserving winners. That's very difficult.
And with the latest festivals coming up in the season, like in October you have Diwali, Dussehra, and then I think Christmas. Do you have any changes in menu that you're planning, or would it be similar?
It's similar. See, to me, anybody who's coming out to eat any day, it's a festival for them, right? Because they're spending their money. So every day they want to eat out has to feel special. So there's nothing new in terms of menu. Yes, of course, we're expecting a busy season because of the holidays and all of it. But the menu remains the constant. We will try and renovate our menu again every year. That'll happen in January. So every year we try and add a few dishes and delete a few dishes, and see what is faring and where we need to improve and things like that. But that's just general practice, which will happen in January, but nothing apart from that.
And what are your future plans?
A lot of future plans. We'll see how they change up and things like that. But for now, we've almost finalized about 3 franchises outside Hyderabad. So we're working on closing them out. In terms of captive outlets, we'll probably look to do an outlet more next year. And again, for us, Parampara, Flavors of India, the tagline is we make the world vegetarian. So there's a lot of world still left to make vegetarian. So there's a lot of future plans. We'll just have to see how we manifest them into reality. For now, franchises are something which is around the corner.
And as you just said, like, the world is moving towards vegetarianism more and more, people earlier weren't used to be that aware, but now they are, and that's very nice for your, Parampara. So any final concluding statement for the fellow Hyderabadis that you want to say?
All we can say is thank you for all the love you've provided, this long time, and we hope that we come true on the love that you've provided and continue to earn more of it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So it was wonderful talking to you, Hitesh ji, and thank you so much for telling us so much about Parampara. I would love all Hyderabadis to come here and have a good, nice vegetarian meal and food and thali and enjoy the entire ambience. You would absolutely love it. This is Ankita signing off.